Welcome back. We're really glad you're joining us for this conversation.
We are.
This time we're moving into a really interesting section. We're looking at the ideas in lessons 15 through 21.
Up to now, so much of the work has been about noticing how we assign meaning.
Right. The mechanics of it, the idea that we're the ones giving everything the meaning that it has for us.
Exactly. We've been looking at that initial act of interpretation.
But now, around lesson 15, the focus shifts. It's not so much about how we give the meaning anymore.
Yeah.
It's about what happens next.
Right. After the meaning is already kind of locked in.
Yeah. Once it's in place, how do we act? How do we react? What does it feel like when those stories we've already decided on are, running the show?
That's the whole territory.
Oh.
And just to be clear, our goal here isn't really to explain these lessons line by line.
No, not a walkthrough.
It's more about sitting inside the experience of these ideas, trying to notice what this actually looks like in, the day-to-day moment.
Just noticing the machinery.
Exactly. We're
Got it.
observing the structure of our own experience, not trying to get to some grand conclusion about it.
I think what's so interesting about how the workbook is laid out, especially here, is how it feels like it's tracking a very specific path.
It is. It's like each little block of lessons is answering a question we have, but a question we don't even know we're asking.
What just happened?
What do we do next?
And if you had to boil it down, the central idea in these lessons isn't just that we assign meaning. It's the speed.
It's how unbelievably fast and automatic it is.
An instant leap. Not even a conscious choice.
And that leap takes us right into the first part of this arc we're exploring, perception.
Right. And I think one of the first things that comes up, and it's not always comfortable to look at, is the idea that we never look at anything neutrally. We don't come to a situation without already having a preference.
And that little pre-existing lean, that preference, makes it almost impossible to know what you're actually reacting to. The actual event is almost secondary.
But it doesn't feel that way. It feels like the situation did it to me.
100%. The cause feels completely external. That person, that email, that event. That's the source of my feeling.
We were already leaning.
We were leaning, hoping, dreading. The stage was already set before the event even took place. So the feeling of being upset, or even the rush of joy, it's not a pure response to what's happening.
It just leaves you with this uncertainty, doesn't it? How much of that feeling was actually about what was said or done?
And how much did I just fill in myself?
Okay, so we're left in this uncertain state, but we don't stay there for long, do we?
Yeah.
We jump. And that jump is the next stage. Trust and perception.
No vetting. It's the immediate hot take.
The amount of confidence we place in that rush job it's kind of staggering when you look at it. Okay, so we've had the biased perception. We've placed our absolute trust in it by acting on it.
We now have a need. We start demanding something very specific from the world outside of us. We're demanding that it justify our narrative. The world now has to prove that our internal story was correct all along.
So the event isn't just an event anymore.
We need the situation to explain why we feel the way we feel.
So if I feel attacked,
the world has to show me proof that I was, in fact, under attack.
We expect the external world to justify our emotional reaction.
To justify it. And sometimes, even more than that, sometimes we expect the world to fix it.
Right. It's an incredible burden to place on something.
To put all that weight on a single moment or a conversation or a person, especially when that moment is already over, it's past.
But what happens when the world doesn't cooperate? Because it usually doesn't.
It rarely does. The other person moves on. The situation it exists completely outside of our intense need for it to validate us.
And so when it fails to give us that proof,
nothing gets resolved internally.
The feeling just sits there. The loop doesn't close.
And so the whole sequence just resets itself. We look with the same preference, we react again with the same instant trust, and we demand again with the same expectation.
Over and over.
Yeah.
Because that external justification we need to feel right.
Yeah.
It just never quite shows up.
Now, if you're listening and you feel like this conversation is sort of circling, like we're not landing on a clear solution.
That's very much by design. We're intentionally holding the frame right here.
Yeah, we're not trying to avoid clarity. This is about staying in the space that comes before clarity. This whole arc, this is the exploration the workbook is asking for at this stage. It's just about the observation. It's about seeing the machine work.
So if you were waiting for us to give you the takeaway or the what to do next part, you did miss it.
You didn't miss it.
The focus right now is just on learning how to notice this, how to see the loop as it happens. When does the preference show up? When does that trust harden into action? And when do we start making those demands on the world?
It's the work of just noticing that moment, the instant we choose to trust the hot take over that quiet, lingering feeling of uncertainty. Thanks for spending this time with us. We'll continue the conversation next time.